Okay, Sarah. I want to ask you something. And I want you to answer honestly, not like a motivational speaker, not like a perfect person, just honestly. When was the last time you felt like giving up on something?
That's such a real question. Not dramatic, not philosophical, just real. I think it was a few months ago, actually, when I was working on something for a long time and I didn't see any results. I remember sitting there thinking, why am I even trying this hard? Does it even matter?
Ah, that quiet frustration, the kind that doesn't explode loudly but slowly drains your energy until you feel empty.
Yes, exactly that. It's not always a big dramatic breakdown. Sometimes it's just you staring at your laptop, feeling tired, feeling stuck, and thinking, maybe I should just stop.
And I think so many English learners feel that too, especially when they study for months and their speaking still feels slow, their confidence still feels shaky, and they start asking themselves, am I even improving?
That word right there, improving. Sometimes progress is invisible, and when progress is invisible, motivation becomes fragile.
Fragile means easily broken.
Yes, like glass. When your motivation is fragile, one small mistake feels like proof that you should quit.
And quitting feels tempting.
Oh yes, quitting feels simple. It feels peaceful for a moment, because when you quit, the pressure disappears.
But so does the growth. So I think giving up usually happens in two situations, either when something is very hard or when something feels meaningless.
That's true. If something is hard but meaningful, we usually continue. If something is easy but meaningless, we usually stop. The dangerous moment is when something feels both hard and meaningless at the same time.
Wow, that's deep.
I've thought about this before.
So let's talk about the moment itself, the exact second when someone thinks, I can't do this anymore.
I think that moment is emotional, not logical. It's not about facts, it's about feelings. You feel tired, you feel behind, you feel like everyone else is ahead of you.
Comparison.
Yes, comparison kills consistency.
That's a strong sentence.
It's true, though. You open social media, you see someone speaking English fluently, confidently, effortlessly, and you think, I'll never be like that.
But you don't see their beginning.
Exactly. You see their highlight reel, not their practice phase.
Practice phase is the boring part, the uncomfortable part, the slow part.
And we live in a world that loves fast results, fast food, fast delivery, fast internet, so we expect fast growth.
But language doesn't work like that.
No, confidence doesn't work like that either.
So here's a question for everyone listening. When you feel like giving up, is it because you are incapable or because you are uncomfortable?
Ooh, that's powerful.
Because uncomfortable doesn't mean impossible.
Yes, discomfort is often a sign of growth. When something stretches you, it feels strange, it feels heavy, but that doesn't mean it's wrong.
That reminds me of going to the gym. The first week hurts.
Everything hurts.
Even muscles you didn't know existed.
But pain doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're adapting.
And learning English is adaptation.
So maybe the real problem isn't that you feel like giving up. Maybe the real problem is that you think feeling like giving up means you should actually quit.
Ah,
Feeling like quitting is normal. Acting on it is a decision.
that's an important difference.
Because emotions change. If you quit during every emotional low, you never reach emotional highs. I think we need to talk about resilience.
Yes, that's the word.
Resilience means the ability to recover from difficulties and keep going.
Not avoiding difficulty, not pretending everything is easy, but continuing despite the difficulty.
And resilience is not loud, it's quiet. It's waking up the next day and trying again.
Even when nobody claps.
Especially when nobody claps.
That's real life.
So if you're listening right now and you feel tired, discouraged, slow, behind, I want you to know something very important.
Tell them.
The feeling of wanting to give up usually comes right before growth. Not always, but often.
Because growth requires a breaking point.
Yes, a breaking point doesn't mean you break completely. It means your old version cannot continue the same way.
That's powerful.
And sometimes the only difference between someone who succeeds and someone who quits is just one more week of trying.
Just one more week?
One more conversation, one more lesson, one more attempt.
And that's where we continue in a moment.
Okay, Sarah, let's be honest for a second. Sometimes when people say, don't give up, it actually makes me more frustrated because I'm thinking, you don't understand how tired I am right now.
Exactly. And that's such a real feeling. When you feel like giving up, it's usually not because you are weak. It's because you are exhausted, overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and maybe even disappointed in yourself.
Yes, and sometimes it's not one big failure, it's many small disappointments that slowly build up inside you like tiny stones in your pocket, and after some time you feel heavy and you don't even know why.
That's such a powerful image, and I think many English learners feel this way. They study grammar, they watch videos, they practice speaking, but when they try to talk in real life and they make mistakes, suddenly they feel like all their effort was useless.
Oh yes, especially when someone corrects you in a rude way or laughs at your pronunciation, that moment can hurt so much that you start thinking, maybe I'm just not good at this.
But here's something important. Feeling like giving up does not mean you actually want to quit. Sometimes it just means you need a break, you need encouragement, or you need to change your strategy.
Exactly, and I love that you said change your strategy, because sometimes we think quitting is the only option, but actually there are many options between continue suffering and completely give up.
Yes, maybe you don't need to stop learning English. Maybe you just need to stop learning in a boring way that makes you feel stressed and unhappy.
Oh my God, that is so true. If you are forcing yourself to memorize long vocabulary lists every day and you hate it, of course you will feel like giving up. Anyone would.
Instead, you could try something lighter and more fun, like listening to podcasts while walking, watching series with subtitles, or speaking with a friend without worrying too much about mistakes.
Let's talk about something deeper for a moment. Sometimes we feel like giving up not because the goal is impossible, but because we compare ourselves to other people.
Oh yes, comparison is dangerous. You see someone speaking English fluently on social media, and suddenly you forget that they have been practicing for 5 or 10 years, and you only see their final result.
And then your brain starts telling you very dramatic stories like you're too late, or you're not talented, or other people are smarter than you.
Our brain can be very dramatic, honestly. Sometimes it talks like it's writing a sad movie script about our life.
Yes, and we believe it without questioning it.
So here's a practical tip for our listeners. Next time you feel like giving up, instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, this is difficult for me right now, but I am learning.
That small change in language is powerful, because when you say I can't, you close the door completely. But when you say it's difficult right now, you leave space for improvement.
And improvement doesn't have to be fast. It can be slow, messy, imperfect, and still be real progress.
I want to share something personal. There was a time when I wanted to quit recording podcasts because I felt like nobody was listening, and I thought maybe we were not good enough.
Really? You never told me that.
Yes, because I was embarrassed. But then I realized something very important. Sometimes success is just consistency for a longer period of time than other people are willing to continue.
Wow, that is powerful. So maybe the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who gives up isn't talent, it's patience.
Exactly. And patience is boring, slow, and invisible, but it works.
I also think we need to talk about rest. Rest is not quitting. Rest is not failure. Rest is part of growth.
Yes, if you go to the gym every single day without rest, your muscles don't grow. They get injured. The same thing happens with your brain and your motivation.
So if you feel like giving up, maybe ask yourself, do I need to quit or do I just need to breathe and slow down?
And sometimes you just need one small win. Not a huge success, not perfection, just one small action that reminds you that you are capable.
For example, instead of saying, I will become fluent this year, you can say, today I will speak for 5 minutes without switching to my native language.
Yes, small promises are easier to keep. And when you keep small promises to yourself, you slowly rebuild your confidence.
Confidence is not something magical. It grows when you prove to yourself again and again that you don't quit when things get uncomfortable.
And let's be honest, discomfort is part of growth. If learning English feels a little uncomfortable sometimes, that actually means you're stretching your ability.
But there is a difference between healthy discomfort and emotional burnout, and learning how to recognize that difference is very important.
So, if you're listening right now and you feel like giving up on English, on your goals, on your dreams, I want you to pause and think about why you started in the first place.
Yes, remember your reason. Was it for a better job, more confidence, traveling, communicating with new people?
That reason still exists. It didn't disappear just because you had a difficult week.
And difficult weeks do not define your future. They are just chapters, not the whole story.
I love that. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are just in progress.
And progress is sometimes slow and sometimes invisible, but it is still happening if you continue moving even a little bit.
So maybe instead of giving up completely, you can decide to continue gently. Not aggressively, not perfectly, just gently.
Yes, continue softly, continue imperfectly, continue bravely.
And if today all you can do is listen to this podcast and think about your goals, that is okay. That is still a step forward.
We believe in you, and more importantly, we hope you learn to believe in yourself, even on the days when it feels hard.
Because the truth is, the moment you feel like giving up might actually be the moment right before your breakthrough.
So don't close the book yet. Your story is still being written.
And we are cheering for you.
If this episode touched your heart even a little bit, and if you felt like we were speaking directly to you, then please don't just close this video and forget about it. Take one small action today.
Yes, maybe that small action is writing one sentence in English in the comments, or sharing this episode with a friend who feels tired and needs encouragement right now.
And if you're someone who is learning English and sometimes feels shy or scared to speak, we want this to be your safe space. So subscribe to the channel and continue learning with us every week.
Because here, we don't judge mistakes. We celebrate effort, courage, and progress, even the small progress that nobody else sees.
Also, tell us in the comments, what is one goal you almost gave up on, but you're still fighting for?
We read your comments, and your stories inspire us more than you know. You're not alone in this journey.
So if you believe that giving up is not the end of your story, show us by liking this video. It really helps this message reach more people who need it.
And remember, your breakthrough might be closer than you think, so don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle.
Keep learning.
Keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode of Let's Talk English.